In the center of the universe, where stars burned blue and ancient planets floated like dust, the Galactic Empire ruled everything. For thousands of years, the Empire had grown stronger. Planet by planet, system by system, it had spread across. The stars. No race could resist, no army could stop them. The Emperor of the Galactic Empire, Lord Varnak Tor, sat on his high throne in the capital city of Zelion Prime. He was tall, with gray skin like stone and 6 glowing red eyes. Around him stood generals and advisors from 100 conquered species. Varnak raised his hand. "What news from the edge of the galaxy?" he asked in a deep voice that echoed across the chamber. General Tross, a lizard-like creature from the Zarnak species, stepped forward. "My lord," he said, bowing low, "we have found the last unclaimed system, a small blue planet called Earth." "Earth?" the Emperor repeated, amused. "Primitive, isn't it?" "Yes, my lord," Tross replied. "They have technology, but it is nothing compared to ours. They have no empire, no space colonies. Their fleet is small. We believe they still use fossil fuels on the surface." The Emperor chuckled. "Then send a scout fleet. Let's take it quickly. I want the Earth under our flag before the next cycle ends." "Yes, Emperor," Tross said. He turned to his communications officer. "Send Fleet Unit Theta 9, full scan, minor resistance expected." Far away, in a quiet corner of the Milky Way, Earth moved peacefully around its sun. People walked in cities, worked in offices, played games, and scrolled through news on screens. No one knew that alien eyes were now watching. High above the atmosphere, hidden in the shadows beyond the moon, something strange happened. 13 warships appeared in Earth's orbit. They were black as night, shaped like claws, and powered by dark energy. They moved silently, scanning the planet. Inside the command ship, Captain Ular of the Galactic Empire looked at the glowing holograms of Earth. "Pathetic," he said. "No defense grid, no orbital weapons, no sign of space fleets." The crew laughed. "A single dreadnought could control this planet." Ular nodded. "Send the message to the surface. Tell them they now belong to the Empire. No need for war. Surrender will be accepted." The message was sent. Back on Earth, in a secret underground base in the Himalayas, alarms rang. The Global Defense Network, known only to a few, was now fully active. Commander Ilara Singh stood before a wall of screens, watching the alien ships. She wore a gray uniform with a silver eagle on her shoulder. Her face was calm, but her eyes were sharp. "They've arrived," a young officer said. "Yes," Ilara replied. "And they think we're weak." Another officer looked nervous. "Should we respond, Commander?" Ilara walked to the center of the room and pressed a button on the control panel. Open communication to the alien fleet. "In orbit, Captain." Ular raised an eyebrow. "Incoming message from the planet, sir." On screen, a woman appeared. She looked human, but her posture was strong, her tone serious. "This is Commander Ilara Singh of Earth's Global Defense Network. We received your message." Captain Ular smiled. "Then you accept our offer of peaceful surrender?" Ilara did not smile back. Her voice was clear. "No, we reject it." Ular frowned. "You do not understand your situation. We are the Galactic Empire. You have no chance to—" Ilara interrupted him. "We understand. We know who you are. And we've been waiting." Ular blinked. "Waiting?" "Yes," Ilara said. "For over 200 years we've watched the stars. We saw your wars. We studied your weapons. And we prepared." Ular laughed. "Prepared with what? Primitive missiles?" Ilara leaned forward slightly. "This is your one and only warning. Leave now. Do not return. We are ready for you." Then the screen went dark. Captain Ular stared at the blank display. Silence filled The bridge? Is this a joke? One officer asked. They're bluffing. Another said, should we test their defenses? Ular hesitated. Then he gave the order. Launch a small strike. Hit a power station. Show them we're serious. As the first alien missile left the command ship, something unexpected happened. A beam of blue light shot up from Earth. It struck the missile mid-air. The missile turned to dust in an instant. What was that? Ular shouted. Another officer gasped. Sir, multiple signatures detected. Energy weapons. Cloaked platforms. We are surrounded. From behind the moon, dozens of human ships, uncloaked. Sleek, sharp, and glowing with white energy, they moved fast and silent like sharks in water. Earth's hidden space fleet had arrived. Captain Ular's hands shook. Impossible. They're tech. It's more advanced than we thought. Earth's ships opened fire. Not with bullets, but with light, beams that tore through metal like paper. 3 alien ships exploded within seconds. Evasive maneuvers, Ular screamed. But it was too late. In 9 minutes, 9 of the 13 ships were destroyed. Ular looked at the screen in horror. This can't be Earth. This is not a primitive world. One human ship moved close to the command ship. A final message was transmitted. You were warned. Back in the Empire, General Tross rushed into the throne room. My lord, he cried. Disaster! Varnaktor turned slowly. Explain. The fleet. The Earth fleet. They destroyed it. All of it. Only 4 ships returned. We lost 9. The Emperor narrowed his eyes. What? Tross dropped to his knees. Earth has weapons we do not understand. They have ships that hide, beams that melt armor, and AIs that predict every move. They were ready. The room went silent. The great empire, which had never lost a battle, now faced something new. Fear. The Emperor stood, slowly. His voice was low. Then we send a real force. Not scouts, not explorers. We send the Empire's wrath. Back on Earth, Commander Alara stood in the control room. Her officers watched the stars. They'll come back, one said. Yes, Alara replied. And they'll come angry. A young soldier asked, should we be afraid? Alara smiled just a little. No, we gave them our warning. Now they know. We are not prey. We are the storm. She turned to the room. Begin Phase 2. Prepare. The outer colonies. Ready the deep fleets. From now on, we fight as one. In the darkest part of space, far from Earth, a massive fleet gathered near the Red Nebula. Thousands of ships, black, gold, and red, floated in formation like a sea of metal. They belonged to the Galactic Empire, and they were ready for war. Emperor. Varnaktor stood on the deck of his personal warship, the Devourer, watching the fleet through a wide glass window. His 6 red eyes glowed brighter than ever. Beside him, General Tross spoke carefully. My lord, the full force is prepared. 5,000 warships, 10 million soldiers. We have also brought orbital cannons, plasma bombs, and planet burners. The Emperor nodded slowly. Earth humiliated us. They dared to resist. This time we will show them the true power of the Empire. Tross hesitated. But they destroyed our scout fleet in only minutes. Perhaps we should study their technology. First, send spies. No, the Emperor said sharply. They gave us a warning. We will answer it with fire. Meanwhile, on Earth, the global defense network was fully awake. The underground base in the Himalayas buzzed with energy. Engineers, officers, and soldiers worked day and night. Satellites scanned the skies. AI systems predicted enemy moves. Commander Alara Singh stood at the center of it all. They're coming, she said. An officer nodded. We intercepted a long-range signal. Massive fleet heading our way. Estimated arrival, 6 days. Ilara looked at a glowing map of the solar system. Then we move first. Begin the Falcon Protocol. Alert Luna Base, Mars Colony, and Titan outpost. All forces ready, said another officer. The deep fleets are in position. Ilara gave a small nod. Good. We will not wait for them to strike Earth. This time, we meet them in space. 6 days later, the Empire's warships entered the solar system. The stars behind them glowed red. The darkness ahead was silent. General Tross stood on the bridge of his command ship, looking nervous. No sign of enemy ships, he reported. Perhaps they are hiding again. Let them hide, the Emperor growled over the communication. Link. They cannot stop us. The fleet moved forward. Giant dreadnoughts powered by black hole cores spread across the system. Orbital sensors scanned every asteroid, moon, and satellite. Still nothing, said a captain. Earth appears undefended. No resistance. But suddenly a warning flashed on every Imperial screen. Unidentified energy spikes detected. Rear. Sector! Before anyone could react, hundreds of human warships uncloaked from behind Jupiter. Sleek and silver, with glowing blue lines and rotating energy shields, they moved like a storm through the stars. Where did they come from? Tross shouted. Why didn't our sensors detect them? They're using quantum cloaking, said one technician. We can't track them. They're invisible to us. The human fleet opened fire. In space, there is no sound. But the battle lit up the darkness like fireworks. Human ships fired plasma lances, railguns, and gravity torpedoes. The Empire's shields cracked under the pressure. Entire wings of ships exploded in seconds. The Empire tried to fight back. Missiles, laser beams, and particle cannons blasted toward the human ships, but Earth's forces moved fast. Too fast. They used warp bursts, small jumps in space, to dodge attacks before they even arrived. A single AI ship named Eagle X-7 destroyed 142 enemy ships by itself, using adaptive learning. It changed its battle tactics every second. The Imperial targeting systems couldn't keep up. On board the Devourer, Varnak Tor shouted, "This is impossible! No species learns this fast!" Tross stared at his screens. They're not only learning, they're leading us into a trap. In orbit near Mars, another human fleet decloaked. Led by Admiral Reyes, this group had waited for the enemy to pass. Now they struck from behind. It was a perfect pincer attack, classic human military strategy mixed with advanced technology. Within minutes, over 200 Imperial ships were gone. The Empire's communication lines were in chaos. Retreat! No! Hold formation! Shields down! We're exposed! Too late. Impact in 3. Silence. Back on Earth, Ilara Singh watched the battle from the command center. A 3D map showed red dots, enemy ships, and blue dots, human ships. The red dots were disappearing. She spoke calmly. Activate Operation GhostNet. It's time we end this. The operator nodded and sent the signal. Dozens of small drones powered by dark energy and equipped with fold-space cores activated across the system. They created a web of mini wormholes, tiny gates in space. These gates pulled Imperial ships off course, caused their weapons to miss, or trapped them in time loops for seconds, just enough for human ships to fire. The Empire had never seen this kind of warfare. After 2 hours, the battlefield was quiet. Out of 5,000 Imperial ships, only 1,000 remained. Some drifted, powerless. Some tried to escape, only to be pulled back by Earth's gravity nets. Inside the Devourer, Emperor Varnak Tor stood frozen. Who are these humans? He whispered. General Tross was pale. They are not like the others. A human ship approached, not to destroy, but to send a message. The same voice from before spoke. Ilara Singh. We warned you. Earth is not your prize. We are not weak. We are not afraid. The message ended. Varnak Tor clenched his fists. Retreat. Return to Zelion Prime. But my lord, I said retreat. The remaining Imperial ships jumped into hyperspace and vanished. Human fleets did not follow. They simply watched. Back on Earth, celebrations had already started. But in the command center, Ilara did not smile. "This was only the beginning," she said. Her chief of staff asked, "We won. Isn't that enough?" Ilara turned to him. "They will come again, with more ships, with stronger weapons. But now we know we can win. Now we prepare for the final war." Far away, in the capital of the Empire, the Galactic Senate met in silence. Reports from the battlefield were worse than expected. Losses were heavy. Morale was low. Some senators whispered, "Perhaps we should leave Earth alone." Others growled, "No, we must crush them before they become a greater threat." But one voice was louder than all. "The Emperor's. We were humiliated. But we will return," Varnak Tor said. "And this time, we will not hold back." He raised his hand toward a star map. "Summon the Omega Fleet. Bring the dread engines. Earth will learn the price of defiance." In the silence of space, Earth's satellites watched everything. Commander Ilara Singh walked alone to a quiet room in the base. She looked up at the stars. "To anyone listening," she said softly, "you saw what we did today. This planet will never kneel. We protect our home. We protect each other. We are not alone anymore." She turned to the stars. "And to the Empire, if you come again, know this. We are ready for you." The stars above Earth shone brightly, calm and peaceful. But deep underground, in secret places hidden from the world, humanity was working harder than ever. Commander Ilara Singh stood in a large chamber beneath the Himalayan mountains. Around her were glass tubes, glowing machines, and floating screens. A giant metal door marked Project Aegis stood behind her. She looked at the team gathered before her, scientists, engineers, and military leaders from every part of Earth. "The Empire will return," Ilara said. "Next time they won't just send ships, they'll send everything. We must be ready again. Stronger, faster, smarter." A scientist in a white coat stepped forward. His name was Dr. Malik. "Commander, it is time we reveal the truth. The full truth." Ilara nodded. "Yes, everyone here deserves to know. Let's begin." The room darkened. A giant screen lit up, showing old videos and images. Dr. Malik began the story. 200 years ago, in the year 2037, Earth received its first alien signal. It came from deep space, a simple pattern, repeating pulses of energy. Scientists believed it was just a star. But one man, Dr. Ivan Kobel, thought differently. The screen showed a photo of a young man with glasses standing next to a large satellite dish. He decoded the signal, Malik continued, and found something hidden inside, coordinates and a message in binary. The message said, "We are watching. Prepare." The world governments didn't know what to do with the message. Some called it a hoax. Others said it was a warning. But one group took it seriously. A secret alliance of nations formed Project Aegis, a united effort to protect Earth from any threat beyond the stars. At first, they built telescopes and deep space sensors. Then they began to find strange things. Fragments of metal in meteorites, signs of crashed objects in remote areas. In 2074, a mining crew on the moon found something that changed everything. A broken alien probe buried under the surface. "We reverse-engineered it," Dr. Malik said. "Inside the probe, we found technology far beyond our time. Zero-point energy cores, nano-weapons, and most important, data logs. The logs showed star maps, languages, and details of the Galactic Empire. That's how we knew," Ilara said. "We knew they were coming." From then on, Project Aegis went underground, literally. Cities were built under mountains. AI systems were trained in secret labs. Satellites that looked like weather stations were actually defense beacons. Humanity had a plan, a long plan. For over a century, they built silently. They created ships that could hide in space, weapons that could bend light, shields that could stop energy. They built colonies on Mars, Titan, Europa, and beyond. We even created something else, Malik said quietly. Something living. He waved his hand, and a new screen appeared. It showed tall, human-like figures with glowing eyes and smooth silver skin. These are the Sentinels, he said. Part human, part AI. They can think faster than any machine. Feel like humans. Fight like no one else. Ilara added, they are Earth's last line of defense. Back on the Empire's capital, the Galactic Senate met in panic. The loss in the solar system had shaken them. Emperor Varnak Tor sat on his throne, silent but angry. Around him, generals shouted. Senators argued, and advisors begged for answers. How can a planet like Earth defeat our fleets? They must have help, allies we don't know about. Maybe the humans found old tech. From the ancients? The word ancients made the room go quiet. It was a name from old Empire records, about a forgotten race that once ruled the Ost stars, even before the Empire existed. Tross stood and said, My lord, we must send spies, not ships. We must learn their secrets. The Emperor growled. We do not sneak, we crush. Tross dared to speak again. And last time we tried to crush them, and failed. Varnak Tor stared at him, then finally nodded. Very well. Send the Shadows. The Shadows were a special team of alien spies, small, silent, shape-shifting. They could hide in light and air, move through walls, and read thoughts. 3 Shadows were sent to Earth, but Earth was ready. At the edge of the atmosphere, a cloaked satellite caught the first shadow trying to enter. A pulse of sound stopped it mid-air. The creature screamed silently and turned to dust. The second shadow tried to hide in a human colony on Mars. But Mars had no humans, only machines and AI. The AI noticed a power drain. Within seconds, automated defenses activated. The shadow was caught and erased. The third shadow made it to Earth's surface. It hid inside a data center in what looked like a normal office tower in Tokyo. It searched files, listened to conversations, even tried to copy Earth's defense codes. Then, it made a mistake. It entered a room labeled maintenance. But inside was a sentinel, tall, still, watching. The shadow moved, trying to hide. The sentinel turned slowly. You are not human, it said. The shadow tried to run, but the door had locked. Light flashed. The shadow was gone. In the command base, Ilara received the report. All 3 eliminated, said the officer. Ilara nodded. As expected. Should we respond? She thought for a moment. Not yet. Let them wonder. Meanwhile, at Luna Base, engineers were testing the newest ship, the Horizon. It was the largest human ship ever built, over 7 kilometers long, with 3 warp cores and a living AI named Kira. Admiral Reyes stood on the deck watching as the ship powered up. It's beautiful, he said. Kira's voice spoke through the speakers. Admiral Reyes, I am online, ready for first mission. Reyes smiled. You'll be our message, Kira, a message they won't forget. Back in the Empire, panic turned into fear. Our spies are gone. They're blocking every signal. They're building something. We can feel it. Varnak Tor stood and raised his arm. Then we end this now. No more waiting. No more spying. He pointed to a glowing map of the galaxy. We send the Omega Fleet, every dreadnought, every superweapon, every soldier. He looked at his generals. This is no longer a conquest. This is a war for survival. On Earth, Ilara stood at the top of the mountain base. The cold wind blew across her face. She looked up at the stars. Soon, she said. A voice behind her asked, Do you think we're ready? She turned. It was Dr. Malik. She gave a small smile. We've been ready for 200 years. The sky above her was clear, But in her mind, she could already see the fire coming. It was the Omega Fleet, the largest force the Galactic Empire had ever sent against any enemy. Over 500,000 ships, 20,000 dreadnoughts, and 5 superweapons the size of moons moved together like a sea of stars. From the bridge of the Empire's flagship, the Obliterator, Emperor Varnak Tor stood in silence. The walls around him shook with the hum of engines, but he didn't move. His eyes were fixed on the map. Earth, that small blue world, had wounded his pride. "They think they are strong," he growled. "Now they will see true power." "General," Tross stood nearby, silent, watching the Emperor. "My lord," he said softly, "should we try to speak with them first? A final message?" Varnak Tor shook his head. "They gave us a warning. We did not listen. Now we give them fire." Back. On Earth, the sky was calm. Children played in parks, birds flew across lakes, and the sun rose over mountains. But in secret bases, under oceans and deep within moons, humanity prepared for the final battle. Commander Ilara Singh walked through the underground control room of the Global Defense Network. "Any updates?" she asked. "Yes, Commander," said her officer. "The Omega Fleet is moving fast. Expected arrival in less than 5 days. Their path is direct, no attempt to hide." "They are confident," Ilara said. "They are afraid," replied Admiral Reyes, entering the room. "That's why they're bringing everything." Ilara looked at him. "Then we must show them what everything truly means. All across the solar system, human stations came to life. Luna Base powered up long-range cannons hidden inside deep craters. Mars Command sent final commands to autonomous drones buried under the red sands. On Titan, the human colony turned into a giant energy field ready to block incoming ships. And deep beyond Pluto, the Deep Fleet waited in silence. Hundreds of ships, powered by dark energy, cloaked in shadow, ready to strike at the right moment. In Earth's orbit, thousands of defense satellites floated in perfect balance, each one armed, shielded, and connected to the global AI core. "Commander," Ilara stood before the main screen. "Begin Operation Starnet," she ordered. The stars above Earth shimmered. Invisible beams of energy stretched between satellites, forming a giant web, an energy shield unlike any before. The Omega Fleet arrived $100,000. Ships appeared at the edge of the solar system like a moving galaxy. The sky turned red. Space itself seemed to shake. The lead Imperial dreadnought moved forward and sent a signal. "This is your last chance, Earth. Surrender and be spared." Earth responded in just 2 words. "Never again." The battle began. From Saturn's rings, Earth's long-range cannons fired first. Bright blue beams of energy raced across space, hitting the front line of the Empire's fleet. Dozens of ships exploded. The Empire returned fire. Their plasma missiles, thousands in number, flew toward Earth. But before they could get close, the Starnet activated. The missiles hit the invisible wall and vanished in light. The Emperor slammed his fist. "Send in the planet burners!" 5 massive moon-sized weapons moved toward Earth. Each one could destroy a world in seconds. But Earth had planned for this. From behind Neptune, Project Helix launched. Helix was a rotating space station with 3 energy rings and a gravity core. It created a focused wormhole. When the planet burners moved closer, the wormhole opened, pulling 2 of them inside. They vanished instantly. Where did they go? No one knew. Not even Earth. That was the point. The remaining 3 planet burners fired. 1 beam aimed at the moon, but before it hit, the Sentinels arrived. 10 tall, glowing humanoid warriors flew into space, surrounded by golden shields. They held staffs that turned into energy swords. They cut through the beam. They destroyed the weapon. And for the first time, the Empire's fear turned into something else, doubt. Inside the Obliterator, General Tross shouted, "Their defenses are beyond." "Anything we've seen!" We are losing hundreds of ships every minute. The Emperor's face was dark with rage. Send in the flame engines. Burn them all. From the back of the fleet, 10 giant ships shaped like dragons moved forward. They shot rivers of plasma, burning everything in their path. Human ships fell back. Some were lost, but Admiral Reyes had a plan. He sent a signal to the Deep Fleet. Now, the Deep Fleet uncloaked behind the Empire's lines. Like shadows turning into fire, they attacked without warning. Ships exploded. Dreadnoughts cracked in half. The Deep Fleet moved with strange patterns, guided by the global AI. They appeared and vanished, like ghosts with teeth. Back on Earth, Ilara smiled. They walked into the trap. Suddenly, something strange happened. The sky above Earth lit up with symbols, glowing circles, lines of light, star patterns. The Empire had activated their ancient code, a forgotten technology, forbidden even within their own laws. The code began, changing reality. Time slowed, gravity bent, Earth's ships began to shake. "Systems failing!" shouted a technician. "We can't move!" But Ilara remained calm. "Activate Arc Protocol." At the center of Earth, something began to rise. A giant tower, hidden beneath the planet's crust, opened like a flower. Inside was the Ark, a machine built from both human and alien tech. A living structure powered by emotion and memory. The Ark lit up, sending pulses through space. The ancient code stopped. The Empire's reality bending failed. And for the first time, the Empire realized Earth had learned their secrets and made them better. Inside the obliterator, alarms screamed. "We're losing control. They've turned the ancient code against us." The Emperor's 6 eyes flickered. "They've become something else," he whispered. General Tross looked at him. "My lord, what now?" The Emperor sat down slowly. "We retreat." The order spread. Empire ships turned away. Some jumped into hyperspace. Others were captured by human nets. The battle was over. The Empire had failed. Again. On Earth, the command room was quiet. Screens showed thousands of wrecked ships floating in space. Debris. Silence. Commander Ilara looked tired, but proud. Admiral Reyes stood beside her. "We did it." Ilara nodded. "Yes, but they'll be back. One day." "Do we chase them now?" "No," Ilara said. "We send a message." She stepped forward, looked at the camera, and spoke to the galaxy. "We are Earth. We asked for peace. We gave a warning. You didn't listen, but now you will remember. We are ready. We will always be ready." After the great battle near Earth, wreckage from the Galactic Empire's fleet floated across space like broken dreams. Lights flickered in the darkness, silent and still. But Earth was not still. Deep below the Himalayan mountains, Commander Ilara, Singh stood in the Global Defense Command. Around her, screens showed peaceful skies and quiet systems. The Omega fleet had been defeated. Earth had won, but Ilara's eyes were focused on one glowing red dot, the capital of the Empire. "Status?" she asked. An officer replied, "Empire forces are retreating to Zelion Prime, but their internal systems are unstable. Reports of panic, civil unrest, power failures." Another officer added, "Their Senate is divided. Half want peace, half want revenge." Ilara nodded. "Then now is the time." In orbit above Earth, the massive ship Horizon waited. It was the most advanced ship in human history, powered by 3 quantum cores and guarded by 2 sentinels. Inside its command center, Admiral Reyes prepared for a historic journey. "We're not going to fight," he reminded the crew. "We're going to speak, but we go prepared." The mission was clear. Travel to the Empire's homeworld. Deliver Earth's final message. No more warnings, no more second chances. The Horizon jumped into hyperspace, far away in the heart of the Galactic Empire. Chaos spread like wildfire. The once glorious streets of Xelian Prime were now filled with fear. Civilians cried. Soldiers argued. Buildings once shining with golden light now stood dark. Inside the imperial palace, Emperor Varnaktor sat alone. He had not spoken in days. He had seen the battle. He had seen the defeat. His empire, the strongest in the galaxy, had been stopped by a single planet. His advisor, General Tross, entered quietly. "My lord, a human ship approaches." The Emperor did not move. Tross continued, "It is the Horizon. They come with only one ship. They are not attacking." At last, Varnaktor whispered, "They don't need to." The Horizon appeared above the capital city. No weapons were fired, no shields raised, just a message sent to every screen across the Empire: "We come to speak." In the Grand Senate chamber, leaders from every species gathered. Many had once feared the Emperor. Now they feared the humans more. Commander Ilara's face appeared on the large screen. Her voice was calm, her tone firm. "We are not here to destroy, but we will not be threatened again." Some senators shouted, "You dare speak like this in our capital?" Ilara did not blink. "Your empire attacked us twice. We defended ourselves. We warned you, and still you came." Others in the chamber were silent, listening. Admiral Reyes stepped forward on the screen. "We offer a choice," he said. "A peace treaty, a new council, a galaxy where no planet is forced to kneel. Or," he paused, "we walk away. We leave you broken, alone, and watched." There was silence. Then the doors of the Senate opened. Emperor Varnaktor entered slowly. His eyes looked tired. His voice was low. "Earth has defeated us." Gasps filled the room. Varnak continued, "We thought you were weak, but we were wrong. We thought you were divided, but you were united." He turned toward the screen. "You do not come with weapons. You come with wisdom. Perhaps that is the true strength." He looked around the room. "I, Varnaktor, surrender. Command of the Galactic Empire. I support the peace." The chamber exploded with noise. Some cheered, some cried, some walked out, but it didn't matter. The Empire had fallen. Back on the Horizon, Admiral Reyes closed the channel. He turned to his crew. "It's done," one young officer asked. "Did we win, sir?" Reyes looked through the glass at the blue planet far below. "No," he said. "We ended something. Now we begin something better." Months passed. The Galactic Peace Accord was signed. Earth became one of 5 leaders in a new council called the United Star Alliance. Former enemy species joined. Trade routes opened. New planets were protected. Earth shared its technology, but only under strict rules. No weapon was sold. No AI was copied. The galaxy entered a new age, but Earth never forgot. In the quiet of the Himalayas, Commander Ilara kept watch. The global defense network was never shut down. The Sentinels stayed ready. The StarNet remained active because peace is precious, and peace must be protected. One night, Ilara walked alone to the top of the mountain base. The stars above were bright, peaceful. Admiral Reyes joined her. "They're asking if we'll take full control of the council," he said. "And what did you tell them?" she asked. "I said no," Reyes replied. "Earth doesn't lead with power. We lead with example." Ilara smiled. "Good." They stood in silence for a moment. Then she spoke softly. "Do you remember the first message we sent?" Reyes nodded. "Yes. One sentence. We are ready for you." Now the galaxy was ready too. Not for war, but for something greater. For unity, for peace, for hope. Final line. They feared we would bring fire. Instead, we brought light. The end.